for example D, we're going to need to factor each of these denominators. So x has a GCF, x plus 3. This is a trinomial. Two numbers that multiply to be 9 and add to be 6 would be 3 and 3. So this is going to factor into x plus 3. And x plus 3 times x plus 3 is going to be x plus 3 squared. That's a perfect square. All right, so my new LCD then is going to have an x in it, and it's going to have two of these x plus 3s. So I'm going to put it, I'll just write it twice instead. You could write it with a square if you wanted to. So that's actually an x, and then x plus 3 twice. Why did I do it twice? Well, remember that in our instructions on finding an LCD, we're supposed to write the factor down the number of times that it's used the most in one of the factors. So here this x plus 3 is twice in that factor, so it needs to be twice in our LCD. All right, so then changing our numerators, here I'm missing one of the x plus 3s, so I will multiply that here, distribute, and get 4x plus 12, and there's a plus here. Then x plus 3, what I'm missing for this one, it's got both of the x plus 3s. What I'm missing then is the x, and so I will multiply by the x and get x squared minus 2x. So then adding them, keep my denominator, x times x plus 3 times x plus 3, and then adding these together, I get x squared. I have a 4x and a negative 2x will be a plus 2x and plus 12. Now that factors, let's see, we got a 12. So we've got a 1 and 12, 3 and 4, 6 and 2. They're going to be the same sign. So this adds to 8, adds to 7, adds to 13. This does not factor. So that's my answer. I'm now going to skip over to example F to continue. So we'll need to factor both of these. This will factor with a 3 and a 1, so x plus 3 and x plus 1. And the second denominator will factor of a minus 3 and an x plus 1. So multiplies to be negative 3 and adds to be negative 2. So my LCDs then, I'm going to have an x plus 3. I'm going to have an x plus 1. And then also I need an x minus 3. So I'm going to have 3 factors in this denominator. So I'm going to copy it over here. All right, so now I'm going to change my numerator. And for the first one, I am lacking the x minus 3. So that's going to give me x squared minus 3x in my numerator, and I've got a minus. Then on my second fraction, I am lacking the x plus 3. So we'll put the x plus 3 here and distribute and get 2x plus 6. All right, so now recall that when I'm doing this subtraction, I'll write all my numerators down here, my denominators. Remember that when I'm subtracting, I'm going to subtract my entire numerator right after it. So I'm going to have x squared minus 3x, and I'm going to then do minus 2x and minus 6. So don't forget that this is grouped and I have to subtract both of those. When I combine them, I'll write these again. When I combine them, I have x squared minus 5x minus 6. And again, it's a trinomial, so I need to think about whether it's going to factor or not. So it's negative, so it's going to be 1 negative, so negative 6 and 1, or negative 3 and 2. And I need them to add to negative 5, and we have a winner there. So I can factor this into x minus 6 and x plus 1. So remember that whenever there's not a coefficient, I can do the short method. Divided by x plus 3, x plus 1, x minus 3. Let's see, we can factor the x plus 1s. We can divide out the common factors, and my result's going to be x minus 6 over x plus 3 times x minus 3. Answer. We'll pick up the rest of those in class, next class.